Welcome back, guys. In our second part of 3 videos on karmic cycles, we're going to be looking at consciousness levels and karmic binding. A critical principle often overlooked, the level of consciousness at which an action is performed determines the depth and binding power of the resulting karma. An action performed mechanically without awareness or intention creates lesser or lighter impression. The same action performed with heightened consciousness, with emotional intensity or deliberate intention, creates a far deeper karmic impression that requires great effort to dissolve. This explains why spiritual traditions emphasize satana, in other words, intention, over mere external action. In Buddhist philosophy, the moral weight of an action derives primarily from an intention rather than the action itself. The harmful act performed without intent carries less karmic weight than the kind of act performed with selfish motivations. The principle has profound implications for spiritual practice. A meditation session performed with full awareness generates vastly deeper positive impressions than years of mechanical spiritual routine. This is why advanced practitioners can burn substantial karma through intensified spiritual practices. They are working at the deepest levels of consciousness where impressions are created and can be dissolved. Karmic results do not always manifest immediately. A mystery that confuses many seekers. Some karma ripens swiftly within days or weeks. Other karmic seeds remain dormant for years, decades, or even lifetimes. The timing of manifestation depends on several factors: the nature, the intensity of the original action, the consciousness level at which it was performed, the accumulation of similar karma, and the overall karmic momentum of the soul. This temporal variability exists because karma operates through resonance and attunement rather than mechanical punishment. Your actions create a vibrational frequency or energetic resonance that must encounter matching conditions in the external world to manifest. When circumstances eternally aligned with your internal frequency, dormant karma activates. This is why two people may perform identical actions yet experience entirely different results. Their underlying vibrational states differ, affecting the timing and the nature of manifestation. Advanced consciousness can accelerate this process or delay it. A practitioner who has cultivated profound non-attachment can experience karmic results without being affected by them, experiencing happiness or misery without generating new karmic impressions because they no longer claim doership or attachment. Conversely, a consciousness saturated with fear or desperate attachment may activate karmic seeds prematurely through their sheer energetic intensity of expectation. Contemporary spiritual frameworks increasingly articulate karma through the language of vibrational frequency and resonance. Your actions, thoughts, and emotions generates an energetic signature or soul frequency that resonates throughout the cosmos. Positive actions rooted in compassion and authenticity level elevate your vibrational frequency towards universal resonance. Negative actions rooted in ignorance or malice lower your frequency, creating spiritual dissonance that requires realignment. This frequency principle reveals why karma is not punitive but rather corrective. A soul operating at a lower vibrational frequency simply cannot access experiences, relationships, or opportunities existing at higher frequencies. The law of attraction operates automatically, like frequencies resonate and attract. As your consciousness evolves and your frequency elevates, your internal world and external circumstances naturally shift to match your new vibrational state. To understand how karmic cycles truly operate, consider how consciousness actually shapes reality at a quantum level. Every observation affects the observed. Consciousness is not separate from the field it observes, but rather fundamentally participates in creating outcomes. At the deepest levels, your thoughts, which are an energetic phenomena, literally affect situations you encounter, the people you attract, and opportunities that manifest. This explains why identical circumstances can be experienced as tragedy by one person and a blessing by another. It is not merely interpretation. Consciousness genuinely shapes experience through the mechanism of selective attention, pattern recognition, and energetic resonance. Your samsara's mental imprints functions as filters that determine what you notice, how you interpret information, and which possibilities your attention gravitates towards. The deeper you integrate this understanding that your current karma is not something happening to you, but something you are actively creating through your consciousness, the more leverage you gain over your destiny. Your karmic debts are not cosmic punishments, but rather energetic imbalances that your soul is designed to experience in order to evolve and recalibrate towards truth and wholeness. Thank you guys. Stay tuned for our last video on karmic cycles.